From the Taylor's Strength Bunker with your hosts, the Strength Director Danny Taylor and Thomas Ronald Wakin. Gentlemen, the bar is loaded.
We're live. This is the return of The Bar is Loaded. I'm Danny Taylor.
Thomas Regan.
And this is episode 1 of season 3 of The Bar is Loaded. We've revived it. If you watched the pilot episode, you were probably significantly disappointed, but hopefully it made you laugh. We spoke about all things COVID, of course, and we're going to try not to talk about it this episode. Isn't that right, Thomas?
Yep, no COVID.
You were comedy in the last episode, though, in the pilot episode, star of the show. How are you, Thomas?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
Yeah, you know, ducking and diving when you're going for a brekkie, soaring and steam with the lads.
When lockdown's over? Oh, we've already spoken talked about COVID.
Oh, no. Right, end it right there. Stop.
Finish.
Call the police. We had the police turn up at the gym on a couple of days ago, actually. So,
how did that go?
If you didn't see it, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you should. It's at Strength Director. Let me just sip my coffee. Oh, dear. Great content. I posted my story up. We had the grass. We had some grass on us. So we've got staff in, still working. We've got a little bit of refurbishments going on at the gym at the moment. And anyway, the busy's knocked, didn't he? And said that someone's done an online report, essentially, saying that we've got people coming in and training and stuff. And it's funny how that can be demised, given that it's in a bunker and you can't even see in. Anyway, Chris goes up, invites them down, and it's just me, Danny, and Chris here at the time. We're just in the office, we're just working. And they're looking around and like, didn't know this place was here. This is sick.
Oh, really?
Anyway, now they want a membership, and they're very interested. The female officer was very intrigued about the Atlas stones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I quote, "Do people actually lift those?" Yes, they do. Have you ever tried it, Thomas?
I've never tried Atlas stones, you know.
No.
Never tried. I'm not comfortable with it, just in case I hit my back. You know, the way they flex the back over and that. I need to ask Adam to teach me.
Ask Adam. Chris. That could be a new Instagram series. Ask Adam Q&A. Anyway, major tangent to begin with.
We always do it.
Did you see the state of my bags in the last episode? Scott's put up all these lights now to reduce the bags. So I've just looked directly into that light. I can't see. My eyes. This episode, Thomas, it's labelled Broadening Your Physical Repertoire.
Yeah.
So what is this about, Thomas? Why are we doing this?
So basically we're going to go through different ways on how we can enhance our own fitness gains and not just doing strength training. So trying different things to make us better, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. And that's the end of the episode. Look, I think this is like a really appropriate episode given we're still in the middle of a pandemic. Although, as of this recording, which is the 6th of February, 21, we've now vaccinated over 10 million people. And last time we done this, it was less. It was 3.
3?
Yeah, 3 or 4, yeah. So we are making leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
And, I've got family who've had it now, so that's a relief.
Yeah.
But we are talking about COVID again. The fuck?
You know what we should do? Like,
cancel the show.
Do this and have a drinking game. Every time that we mention COVID, you need to
have a sip of coffee.
Or have a sip of coffee.
Yeah.
You'll be up all night.
That's the idea. Anyway, broadening your physical repertoire. What does that mean? It means that you are the gym, essentially. You don't have to rely on equipment. You don't have to rely on the perfect environment, the ideal circumstances. You can find a way. I've got my online clients right now literally like filling fucking Asda bags with books and shit like that just to try and get creative, to be able to still train and find different ways to challenge themselves at home. Now I get it. Home is the worst environment to train in. It might be ideal for some, but largely it's not. I don't know about you. I definitely would struggle with it. It's a silver lining for me, obviously owning the gym that I can still train here, given everything that's going on. But I honestly believe, Thomas, that even post-pandemic, pre-pandemic, the body weight calisthenics that is massively overlooked, and I think people will stay in the lane in terms of like their discipline or what they know, largely.
Yeah, because they're comfortable with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Well, from a psychological perspective, the brain doesn't like change. Okay. So if you're a powerlifter, for example, if you do powerlifting, your brain just gets used to that routine and gets used to doing powerlifting. Now, once something changes, your brain hates it. It hates adapting. So if you don't have a gym and you don't have powerlifting, you won't be motivated to do anything else. So you need to try and like overstep your comfort zone and do something differently, and just train your brain to want to do something differently.
It's tough though, isn't it?
I'd say so. When I was in quarantine, it was hard just doing body weight exercises. It was hard, but I had to do it because there was nothing else to do.
So if we talk about the benefits quickly, if you are, and we'll use powerlifting as an example, for many powerlifters, all of the training revolves around 3 lifts or holding the barbell. And you take that away, and then what? It's like, okay, so what do I do now? But look, if you're overlooking the value of bodyweight exercises, especially during the pandemic, or you've not got access to any kit, barbells, dumbbells, whatever it might be, it's the old saying, you don't use it, you lose it. And it's going to be more difficult to come back if you're at the very minimum not doing a handful of push-ups and squats every day or every couple of days. If you've got access to like a way to row or do chin-ups or whatever, like you've just said, even better. But I get it. It is difficult, but a little bit of something's better than a little bit of nothing. And I'd say there's a lot of value in just stretching off and doing a little bit of mobility. And then if you feel like doing a little bit more, then do a little bit more, kind of ride the wave. And then try and go against the grain a couple of days a week as well. But, it's tough. But I think, as I said before, even pre-pandemic, people overlook the value of bodyweight training. I do bodyweight exercises, calisthenics every day. I do chin-ups, I do push-ups, and I do dips every single day. I do bodyweight squats every single day. And I incorporate all these exercises into my warm-up. And I think a lot can be said for relative strength versus just like raw strength with a barbell.
Yeah.
It's a different type of strength, being able to move your own body weight. And it's also a good way to work around injuries. If you've got any issues with your joints, and I'll use osteoporosis as one, or I'll use arthritis as one. And these can be solutions for you if you're injured too. And obviously I'm talking from experience here, but even going back to when I first started training, I remember following a couple of different coaches over in the States who would recommend their athletes do like 100 or 200 push-ups a day, just throughout the day, and just break them down. And like the difference in my barbell movements and difference in like being able to press dumbbells or row or whatever was significant. I think training bodyweight trains all of your muscle groups at once, even though, so we'll use the push-up as an example. It might be an upper body movement and an upper body exercise primarily, but you're essentially holding the plank for as long as it takes you to complete a set of push-ups as well. Therefore, it's a full body exercise. And obviously you define gravity. So there's that resistance in the abdominals, the core. You've got to be able to flex the lats to maintain good posture.
Legs to keep yourself upright.
To stay upright and to step right. Yeah. So if you do a long enough plank or enough push-ups, I remember doing like an AMRAP. I've done it a couple of times now, but I remember the best I ever done was about 72 in one go. So I was 69 kilo at the time, and I was like, I've got to beat my own body weight in push-ups. So I did, and And the thing that hurt most at the end, my legs. Honestly.
Just flexing
I'm trying to hold my hips, because you think about where your centre of mass is. It's the heaviest part of your body, your ass. Yeah. And trying to hold my hips up and not let me back sag. Oh my God. Like, I was shaking from head to toe. And I'm never doing that again.
Well, I was going to say, gymnastics, like how ripped the gymnasts look. They are huge. And all they do.
Glad you brought gymnastics up.
Time under tension, isn't it? That's what Staples always do, time under tension. And
there's so many different ways you can train with just body weight.
Isometrically as well.
Right, yeah, holding certain positions. Yeah. So, and we'll use the push-up just because it's like basic and everyone knows what a push-up is. You could, if you're going to do an isometric, you could lower yourself down halfway and stop and hold it. And this is a great way to rehabilitate from any injuries and stuff as well. So if you're dealing with things like tennis elbow or something, this might be something that a physiotherapist might recommend that you do, just to work at still be able to get bang for your buck out of the movement, but be able to work around the injury and, in fact, maybe build enough stability and stuff in the joint to be able to recover from the injury.
I think that's when I did my rotator cuff, I'm sure I did them too, just for stability, to make sure that my shoulder was stable. Yeah. All the muscles around.
So, what sort of bodyweight stuff do you do then?
Well, my bodyweight stuff is like planks, and like tree holds and stuff, like on one leg, because obviously the yoga stuff.
Yeah. Is this off your back, is it?
Pardon?
Are you doing these exercises off your back?
What do you mean off my back?
The tree holds, you said.
Oh yeah, so
it's like a core exercise, is it?
No, yeah, it's a core exercise, right. Where you just stand on one leg and you put it's like that one.
Bit of a Pilates sort of thing, is it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Planks, chaturangas they're called in yoga.
Chaturanga.
So I do all that sort of thing, and they're my bodyweight exercises. Like if you try like warrior 2, warrior 3, and dancers pose, all them poses. Oh my God, like you burn, like literally.
I've never done it. I've always been like a big advocate of bodyweight stuff and mobility, as you know, and flexibility and stuff, jiu-jitsu and all that. Kind of, you have to do it. And I've only ever done a sun salutation.
Is that, you don't do yoga?
No, never have. But if someone's going to try something new and doesn't really want to do your basic push-up, your squat, your inverted row, your pull-up, your good bodyweight good mornings, or RDL if you're holding something, or even things like lunges, step-ups, split squats, the list goes on.
Yeah.
If someone wants to try something who's listening to this now, what would you suggest? What's out there?
I'd suggest yoga.
You said yoga, yeah.
Just isometric holds. I'd do that.
It's tough, but is it fun?
Yeah. It is fun to an extent.
Is this how you hurt your neck?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
That's for another episode.
Oh,
but
okay.
I'd say so we've touched on yoga, we've touched on Pilates a little bit as well, isometric holds.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say just go for a run, go do something different. Like for us as powerlifters,
right? Yeah, I didn't even mention cardio.
Yeah, for us as powerlifters, like we've got shit cardio. Let's be honest. Our respiratory rate is crap. Well, mine is. So, if you want to try something new, go for a run. Try something like that. Maybe. I don't know. Whatever.
Get a bike. Less impact on the joint.
Yeah. Get a Peloton.
Get titanium kneecaps. That was me thinking out loud. That's what I want.
Oh, yeah.
Then I can run in peace. And great for jits.
What else can we do?
Slight tangent. Pilates, what's the difference? Are they quite similar?
They're very similar.
Pilates, in my head, I'm thinking like 1970s, like ankle warmers, cheesy 70s tunes.
And I know
actually a bit of 80s cheese. You know what I'm thinking?
I know.
Call on Me video.
Yeah. Isn't that something? Is that something?
Might be legs, bums and tums. I don't know.
But yeah, the big difference is yoga's more flow, Pilates is more isometric holds and strengthening your whole body.
Yeah.
Like, it's basically the same thing. I wouldn't class it that much different, to be honest.
Psych Elite does Pilates, coming to Taylor Strength post-pandemic.
There you go.
Calisthenics, that is bodyweight exercises.
Yeah.
You mentioned running, and then you've got obviously your circuit training and stuff, which is what is circuit training?
So circuit training is doing various exercises in a certain amount of rounds. So, for example, I'd say a circuit could consist of push-ups and then bodyweight squats and then maybe some chin-ups or rows, anything like that, dips, and just do it in a circuit style and do it for rounds, as many rounds as you can.
So what, like timed or
AMRAPs? AMRAPs,
as many reps as possible.
Yeah, I'd say AMRAPs, and say a minute you could do as many push-ups in 20 seconds, as many squats in 20 seconds, as many dips in 20 seconds. Do that, rest, and then go back into it. That's like circuit.
It's definitely different, and I would implore anyone to just give it a go. You can even do variations of the exercises each round to mix it up, potentially.
When I was in Whitehorse in the summer, I went through a little circuit training stage of myself, and I used to do battle ropes. I'd do 30 seconds battle ropes, and then 30 seconds skipping, and then 30 seconds doing something else.
Skipping, you mentioned skipping there. It's a fucking great, again, an overlooked exercise.
Yeah.
A great tool. Get a skipping rope. Get a bit of rope.
It's a full body exercise.
It's hard.
Yeah.
And there's definitely less impact on the joints compared to running as well, because you don't really have to flex at the knee as much. And there's not that an uneven surface, and you can stay in one spot if you want to.
Yeah.
It's a plyometric. It's an explosive exercise. You are jumping.
Yeah. And you can do different ones. If you think it's easy, you can skip on one foot, just do alternate things. High knees.
Once you get good at it.
Yeah. High knees.
But you've got to do it to get good.
Yeah, exactly. And most people, again, they don't like change, so they won't try it.
I think I think this comes down a lot to the environment and how that has an effect on things. But we will talk more about that in part 2 of, what's this episode called? Shit. In part 2 of Broadening Your Physical Repertoire. We're live and back for part 2 of Broadening Your Physical Repertoire. I almost forgot the name of the episode. Again, this season, we were well more organised. We've got the man, the myth, the legend, the beautiful Scott Hedges with just an unreal setup. We've got camera 1, we've got camera 2, we've got camera 3, we've got microphone 1. No, they're us. But we've got light 1, light 2, and the brightest light in the room, Scott Hedges.
Hey,
you little sweetheart. So thanks to Scott, we are gonna definitely take Joe Rogan off the top of the Spotify charts.
Yes, let's go.
So let's have it, Joe. I apologise, Joe. Please don't kick me. I've seen his kicks.
I know.
Oh my god.
Ridiculous.
I can feel the pain.
Who was he?
In the sound.
There was a video on who was he teaching how to kick? Was it no?
I've seen one recently where he's doing Silva, yeah. I've seen one recently where he was doing one where it scores the power of the kick or whatever, and he was with some fucking Muay Thai world champion, and Joe just absolutely destroyed him.
He's got the strongest kick in the world.
It's ridiculous.
One of the strongest kicks in the world.
Imagine getting volleyed by him.
Die.
Oh yeah, be instant death. Yeah. Slight tangent. So this episode's been about how you can absolutely utilise your own body weight to train. You can find a way to train if for some reason you've not got access to whatever kit, piece of equipment, whether you are a powerlifter, weightlifter, strongman, fucking cyclist. There's stuff you can do. You've just got to find a way. And I think this boils down, Thomas, to not allowing your environment to define you, and not allowing your environment and the conditions that come with that, whatever that might be, the reason why you've not got access to this kit or facility, we'll say tailors, how like you just ultimately need to find a way around it. You need to maybe do a little bit of research online about how to do these things, or how you can, I don't know, find a new interest. You mentioned a few before, like yoga, Pilates.
And I didn't mention before in the other parts that you could actually go to the park and do loads of weight stuff in the park.
Get out the house. If the house is the problem, if the environment's the problem, change the environment. Go and train outside. The park have got
the pull-up things and the ab, like leg raises and stuff.
Some of them are pretty decent, aren't they? Yeah. I remember when I'd started out, so it was like 2012, 13, before I started to get into powerlifting. I used to do like a calisthenics day, and every Saturday I'd go up to the local sports centre, and it would be a little bit of like a mental toughness training session. Yeah. So like there was only a start time, there wasn't an end time, and I would just make the session up when we were there. Yeah. A lot of the time I'd be on my own, and I'd just do it. But it was open to anyone. Obviously, it was free to come along. And the way I used to like advertise it was kind of like bastards only, like no one who's going to complain, no one who's going to make excuses. You just turn up, you do the work. You know, there's a bit of banter and stuff, and companionship. I'm trying to think of the right word. Camaraderie. Spelled weirdly, that isn't it? Camaraderie. We'd be doing the pull-ups on the bars, different variations. We'd do like hanging leg raises, dips on the parallel bars. Then we'd get under the parallel bars. We'd be doing inverted rows. They had like these bars sticking out of the floor. We'd jump over, and then we'd do incline push-ups from. And then we'd use the park as well. So we'd be running up the hills. We'd be doing shuttle runs. To like certain points, there was like a bin that we'd use as the point of shuttling back. Like think about if your environment is the issue, if you can find a way, like a park, for example, like you said, to change the environment, if that could provide you with a solution to be able to train.
Yeah, I think it definitely will, because I mean, I don't know about other people, like some people like working at home. I can work at home every now and again, but when I come here, I get a lot more done because I'm in an environment.
That's the issue right there, isn't it? That's the issue. So you said like, and that's why, and I said this in the pilots episode. This is why like it bothers me so much that people are so reliant on tailors, like, and that's not good for business, really. If I say it by me saying that, but because if I was just like business centric, then great, like that is great for business. But obviously I care, and I don't want this to be the only thing for someone. You know, I want people to have something else and find another way that isn't just tailors. Tailors is obviously great, and you know, if it's important to someone, then fantastic. That works great for us. But it shouldn't be the only thing in your life. And like you just said then, when you change your environment, when you come here, then it's easier for you to be able to do these things. But you take that away with like the pandemic and stuff, and obviously your staff. So that's when it becomes a problem, isn't it? And difficult. So like you said, if the environment is an issue, maybe look for a park or something, or just get out and do a bit. Like I used to go to the woods. Used to like flip old tree logs and fucking mad shit like that.
Yeah. There you go.
Park benches, doing like tricep dips and step ups on the benches, or what are they called, like split jumps, or whatever they call it, toe touches where you jump up. Anyway, slight tangent there. Ultimately, one is better than none, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I think, I mean, to be honest, like you just said, you went to the woods and stuff to do random stuff. I mean, what's stopping you from just like finding bricks, for example, putting them in a bag and going run and just weighted stuff, or Steve with his keg and he was just doing laps by his work.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can do so much if you just put your mind to it. If you really want to do it, you will find a way to do it.
I think it's cool that you're here because we can talk about the psychological side of it all. I think it'll pay dividends for your mental health as well.
Yeah.
So, obviously, pandemic and stuff, it's been very detrimental to people's mental health. It's a bit of a double-edged sword in a way, isn't it? Like you've got your physical health deteriorating as a result of you not training, and then your mental health will further deteriorate as a result of you not doing anything physical.
Yeah. And I feel like it can be a problem for some people, is that, like, when you said people are reliant on tailors, what do you do when tailors is taken away?
Right, yeah.
So what do you do? Like, you've got to do something.
This is my problem.
Yeah, you've got to be able to do
or my
something.
Issue.
Because if you're thinking that, if your mental health is just based on tailors, like your positive well-being is just based on tailors, that's not really a good avenue to go down.
It can't be the be-all and end-all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, and you need to do something different, even if it's going for a run and you don't like it. Just get them endorphins going.
Go for a fucking walk.
Yeah, just get some fresh air, go get some serotonin or endorphin, whatever. Just pump yourself full of serotonin. Like, honestly, like...
And strength.
Exactly, and strength. But honestly, like, you can't just rely yourself on the gym, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You become dependent, don't you?
Yeah, exactly, and that's not a good thing. How many of them need the gym to survive?
Yeah.
Most people would.
Of something physical, yeah. A physical outlet.
They need a physical outlet, and when that's taken away from them, but were they running or were they doing other things? You know what I'm trying to get at?
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously the gym people need the gym, but
this is why I think like the government definitely needs to be putting physical and mental health in the same basket, and obviously making gyms absolutely essential going forward, and I don't know, allocating more resources to the general well-being of people, physical and mental well-being of people, because it's often overlooked. Yeah. And it's only obviously since shit hit the fan in the last year that it's become more apparent. And but I know recently the government appointed a mental health advisor. I can't remember what his name was, but he's been pushing the mental health agenda anyway.
That's progression, at least.
I think it's huge. It's a massive step forwards. I just hope obviously something comes of it now. It's an advisory role, yeah, but it's direct to the Prime Minister, so it's just a case of actually putting his money where his mouth is now and making change.
What was, if I'm not going to get too political here, but what was your opinion on gyms shutting? Like, did you think it was?
Do you mean this time?
Yeah. Do you think it was a necessity? Do you think it should have been short and like maybe closed for 3 weeks, or do you think the whole?
I think I think they probably shut down at the right time, given how things escalated. So I think they made the right call by closing absolutely everything at the time that they did, because if you looked at the statistics, the data and stuff,
you're just getting higher and higher.
Sky high. There was a steep curve that week between Christmas and New Year, which annoys me because they anticipated it and then didn't get in front of it. But then, no matter what, and people might not like me much for saying this because it's the Tories and all that, and we're from Liverpool. You've got to vote red. Blah, 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 blah. But anyway, the point I was going to make was, like, it doesn't matter what they done. If they would have shut things down the week before Christmas, like they did in many other countries across Europe and stuff. I'll use Greece as an example. They shut down the week before Christmas, and then were planning to reopen things again 2 weeks into January, I believe. Obviously, they ended up staying shut. I don't know where they're at now. But can you imagine the backlash? The people were already talking about it, like, and how how much of a problem that would have caused with like policing and all these other issues, if they wouldn't have allowed people to see the families over Christmas and New Year and stuff. So it doesn't matter, does it? Like it's that what's the lesser of two evils there? We let people have a Christmas and then the cases go boom and then thousands of people are dying every day. Or we stop people from having the family time of Christmas and New Year and they're still the bad guys. Yeah. So like, that's where I've got empathy in a way. But, I've already spoke about this on the pilot episode and we're going off on a COVID tangent. Again. We need like a lunk alarm, don't we? We need like a meh, or like a cattle prod. just like hook me up to, I don't know, one of those machines that every time I speak, you bastard, I spoke about it. Right, no more. But yeah, anyway, the reason why I brought that up was because you asked about the gym and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, do I believe it was the right call? Yes. Is it frustrating and stuff for us? Yeah. Would I rather us be open? Obviously. But without all this shite. So, looks like we're coming through the end now. Another month or so, and it looks like we'll be there.
Be back to normal, hopefully.
I wouldn't say normal, but
some
more normal. I know. A little bit more of a normal.
80% normal.
How's your cold coffee?
I'm getting to the horrible bit.
The dregs.
Yeah, the absolute disgusting bit.
Let's get back on track anyway. Why is one versus none better? Why is one always better than none? Why is that important? Especially in lockdown.
Why is one fitness avenue better than
doing something? One versus none. Doing a little bit of something versus doing a little bit of nothing.
Well, one
just to come full circle here.
So you're keeping yourself mobile, for example. So when you come back into the gym and you're not just going to be a potato when you come back into the gym. That's the best analogy that I can do is that you're not going to be a couch potato when you come back. You're not going to be,
It's that, like, I think you made a good point there, though. Like, the coming back side of it, it's going to be so much fucking harder if you do nothing now.
Yeah.
So start thinking about getting yourself into gear now. And even if you start with one fucking day a week and then build up for the next 4 to 5 weeks and add an extra session in each day or add an extra 10 minutes on, just literally start with 5 or 10 minutes and then build on it. Start building momentum, because when you come back and if you've been doing absolutely nothing, it's going to be very hard and you're going to hit that wall immediately. Everything's going to feel heavy. Yeah. And then if think about that from like a physiological point of view as well, if we're putting the mental health side of it to one side briefly, like if you're doing absolutely nothing now and then try and jump back in the deep end, think about how detrimental that could be in terms of injury risk.
Yeah,
and if you're still trying to do the same weights, like you're going to set yourself back even further.
Yeah,
like it takes time to build neural pathways, muscle memory. And yeah, if you've done it once, it can come back more quickly because you've built those paths in the past, and it's easier to develop them again if you come back to it in the future. But it'll be even easier for you if you're doing some form of bodyweight exercises now.
Just taking over, basically.
Right, one's better than none. The environment doesn't define you. Get the park, pick up a couple of shopping bags full of books or whatever. You know what I mean? Get your backpack on and press it over your head. Like, do a little bit of it and then do a little bit more the day after. Yeah, and then in a couple of weeks, we're going to be back.
Yeah, just keep trying to do progressive overload as much as you can, even if it's with bands or body weights. Like, just trying different things. Also, I forgot to completely mention the Ido Portal stuff.
What's that?
Sorry.
No idea what that is.
So, Ido Portal is a body weight expert. So he does like flow training. If you've never heard of him, go on YouTube, just search in Ido Portal. Honestly, you'll find this stuff really hard.
This is starting to ring a bell now. Is this Conor McGregor's animal coach?
Yes, it was him, yeah. Now, granted, some people don't like him, some people do. But his ways of thinking is out there. But if you ever tried his exercises, they are so hard.
What animal does he mimic most?
There's many different ones. He does like lizard walks.
Mm-hmm.
He does duck walks is another one. I don't.
Well, yeah, okay, duck walk. Yeah, I've done one of them with like we've actually got a duck walk strongman attachment thing. What the fuck is a lizard walk, Thomas? Can you? Obviously, you can't show us, but can you describe it?
So basically, he puts like he'll like put one hand over and then he'll follow it with his leg, and then he'll like
Spider-Man crawl.
Like Spider-Man
crawl.
Yeah.
It's been called the Spider-Man walk or crawl for years. So, what's he doing?
So you
trying to reinvent the game.
Yeah, probably.
Didn't Conor McGregor lose his fight as well after he started getting taught by him?
I think so. Yeah.
I
But
mean, there you go, eh?
If some people like and some people don't.
What else did you do? Like the elephant? Is this why you hurt your neck?
Yeah. Like
Stop moving your head around.
But he does. What else does he do? Like he finds a pole, for example, and he'll like just try and balance on that pole, like tightrope walk. And
don't do that at home, folks. Do not do that at home. That's how you get injured. But I like the sentiment.
Yeah,
there's plenty of people out there who do it.
Yeah. I mean, I think you like some of his stuff. I think he has like one exercise and he has a tennis ball and he punches.
Oh yeah,
the tennis ball with the ball, but he's moving in different, because obviously you don't know where the ball's gonna go. It's not just gonna be linear.
Yeah,
and you have to like move in certain ways. I think you like it, like jiu-jitsu wise, and like the flow aspect of it.
Interesting.
But yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up anyway. So just to recap, don't let your environment define you. If it is defining you, then take yourself out of the environment, find somewhere else or whatever to try and combat it. Go into a different room, do it in the backyard, do it in the front, on the stairs, do it in a park, go for a walk, find somewhere secluded and quiet and do it there. Get that serotonin. Try something new. What are we going to try new? You mentioned yoga,
Pilates, HIIT training, circuit training, calisthenics.
Yeah. What did you say?
Calisthenics, I say, because aesthetic and aesthetic body, like calisthenics. That's how.
But they're two different things.
Calisthenics and calisthenics.
Yeah, you've combined calisthenics and aesthetics.
There you go.
But you will
reinventing the game.
You will get aesthetics from calisthenics.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, exactly. Just try and do something. Get out there and.
One's better than none, right?
Yeah.
Hang on, why did I just do that?
One better than none.
One's better than none. One's better than none.
Yeah. And if you're stuck in a rut, just try and do something, even if you don't like to.
Push-ups, squats, air squats.
Yeah.
You can do good mornings. Go on.
Quick one, just clean some head.
Yeah.
If that's all right.
No, it's not.
So when I was doing my master's degree, part of my exercise psychology was depression and exercise and how it helps.
Yeah.
There was this woman and she just did 10 push-ups a day and she was in such a depressive state, like so bad. She did 10 push-ups a day to feel better. Just 10.
Love that.
Just only 10. That's how bad her depression was. But she just did 10 a day and she felt so much better afterwards.
Serotonin.
There you go. Exactly.
It's a release, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's
something to focus on.
Yeah, and that low serotonin is obviously associated with depression. So, yeah, just try and do something. Otherwise, you're just going to feel.
What other body weight exercises can you do then? Just while I'm going through the list here. So I said push-ups, squats. I was going to say, yeah, so if you've got a way, you can get under your fucking dining table and do inverted rows, can't you?
Yep.
You can do, if you're not going to tip it and impale yourself, or get someone to sit on the other end, you can do like an L-sit chin-up, almost. You can do planks, you can do hollow holds, you can do pullovers.
You said planks,
yeah, planks. You can do you can mimic all the movements. You can mimic
split squats on the couch.
Yeah, rear foot elevated Bulgarian split squats. You can do all the jumping variations. We mentioned skipping. You can run up the stairs. You can do lunges. You can do front foot elevated, reverse lunges. You can literally lunge all around your fucking house.
You can get bands from Amazon for
quite cheap, yeah. Like all the equipment's sold out, isn't it? However, bands seem to be relatively in high stock. So just like get some resistance bands, and then you'll be able to have fun with things like band pull aparts. So you can work on like your back muscles and stuff. Just find a way, challenge yourself. One's better than none, isn't it? And ultimately, don't let your environment define you, because all this is temporary right now, and you don't want to be like hitting that wall when you first come back and things are really difficult, and you definitely don't want to be putting yourself at risk of injury.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything you'd like to add there, Thomas?
No, I think we've covered pretty much everything, haven't we?
Well, look, coming up, we were going to do a second episode tonight, but soft Alice over here forgot his laptop. So I had to, funny story just to close on, because we have got a few minutes, haven't we? I turned up all excited and started setting things up, getting all the, getting things. Thomas has got the coffee on the go. It's like, yes, it's Saturday, it's the weekend, and I forgot to bring my fucking laptop, didn't I? So I had to leg it home, come back, got soaked, and here we are now. We are
only one episode in instead of two.
One episode in instead of two. But look, guys, the plan is we're gonna have these all pre-recorded, and they're gonna release. I think this episode's gonna release on February the 15th at 7 p.m. It's gonna premiere live on YouTube. But you won't hear me say that until you watch it, so that makes no sense. But yeah, for the following episode, we're going to do every Monday at 7, okay? So be there. Anything else? I think we're going to do a couple more episodes, aren't we? Yeah. We've got, what have we got coming up? I don't want to reveal too much.
Reveal the next episode.
Next episode, advice to our younger, non-injured selves. Oh shit, that's going to be a fucking great episode, that one. Right, that's all from me, folks. I've been Danny Taylor.
Thomas Regan.
Goodbye for now.